Since the 1880s, there has been scientific evidence found that microorganisms like bacteria are part of the normal human body. These bacteria are healthy. The human body is actually consumed by 38 trillion bacteria, while we only have 30 trillion human cells. That means we are at least as much bacteria as we are human. This community of organisms live primarily in our gut and is called the gut microbiome. According to the Microbiology Society, our microbiome is incredibly helpful in many ways and is crucial for the digestion of food, breaking down things like starch and fiber, as well as making important vitamins for our bodies. The gut microbiome is also necessary for our immune system, and a healthy and diverse microbiome gives us protection against bad bacteria that causes disease. When there is a strong and diverse community of bacteria, it makes it challenging for bad bacteria to thrive and multiply. The basics of the gut microbiome are cool enough, and each part is an important piece of the puzzle, but it gets much more interesting. Recently, scientists have been studying the connection that our microbiomes have with our brain. It was thought that no bacteria could enter the brain because an infection there would be deadly. It has been long thought that something called the blood-brain barrier exists as a wall against bacteria, protecting the brain from infection. But there is mounting evidence that suggests that may not be the case. It is becoming clear that there is a link between the gut microbiome and the brain, and our microbiome has a lot of influence there, even changing our behavior. Researchers took stool from paired twins that was both lean and obese and transplanted it into germ-free mice. Germ-free mice are mice that are raised without any exposure to bacteria, so they have no gut microbiome. The mice that received the obese stool put on weight. The mice accepting the lean stool kept a consistent weight and actually noticed improvement of health and body weight. This shows that obesity could be linked to the bacteria living in your gut. Turns out, appetite and weight gain isn't the only thing that the gut microbiome influences. It has also been proven to influence personality and mood. A team of researchers from Korea studies the connection between gut microbiome and personality. Participants took a personality test, and the researchers examined the bacteria in their gut. The results showed a direct association between the gut microbiome and someone's personality. One significant difference that was found was that people with open-mindedness or agreeableness had many different kinds of bacteria. This opens up new ideas and perspectives for possible treatment plans for mental disorders. In another recent study done with the transplant of gut microbiome, they transplanted stool samples from people with depression into germ-free mice. Normally, when a mouse is held upside down by its tail, it usually squirms to get free. But the mice who received transplants, they stopped moving around and gave up. These new developing stories are not just correlating depression with the gut microbiome, but also stress and anxiety. In 2015, scientists from the McMaster University conducted a study that separated young mice from their mothers for 3 hours a day. This stress caused problems for their gut, but also changed their brain function. In another study, Duke University looked at changes in gut bacteria and social behaviors of wild chimpanzees and found that chimpanzees that spent more time socializing had good gut bacteria. It has also been found that children with autism have unusual bacteria in their stool. Researchers from the California Institute of Technology compared the microbiome of kids with autism spectrum disorder and kids without it. The experiment involved mice that were then given transplants of gut bacteria from children with autism. The researchers found that the mice that had transplanted microbiomes began to act similarly to humans with autism and showed repetitive behaviors and were less vocal. The researchers also looked at their brains and found changes in gene expression and how brain cells communicate. This research added to the theory that the gut microbiome plays a role in talking to the brain and is opening the door to new autism treatment possibilities that target the gut rather than the brain. Every day, new studies and research come out that show new connections that we never knew existed, and we're slowly figuring out how our germs talk to our brain and influence the way we live our lives. The microbiome. We know it's there, we know it's crucial for survival, and we're starting to figure out how it influences our overall health. We have the outer pieces of the puzzle, now we just need to fill it in.